Hi guys, so this is my second entry on my drum tech path. I realise I'm wearing the same t-shirt, but it's not the same day, it's a couple of weeks later. So yeah, things are going really well actually. I don't kind of mainly two things have come out of it so far. So what I did after I done the last video that hopefully you've seen the first one. What I did was I went away and emailed, well, mainly Facebook messaging because it's really hard to find, someone's email, and sometimes depending, especially if they're slightly like kind of smaller in the ocean. So yeah, I went through and found their kind of Facebook page mainly, and got in contact with a few people, and some I just haven't heard back to at all, and it's been a couple of weeks, so I'm assuming they're kind of ignoring me, which is fine. You know, most people, I kind of plan to send out like 100 emails and get like one reply, so I'm doing all right. So I also mentioned last time that I had a lesson with my drum teacher Ralph, and he was going to get me in contact with his drum tech, which he very kindly did. So I had an email from, his name's John Green, and so I had an email from Ralph kind of linking me into him. And yeah, he was super helpful. I shooted a few questions over to him, and his initial reply was, "This sounds like something that would be better kind of on a phone call conversation." So he straight away gave me his number, said call me some point during this week. So hopefully, I've kind of planned to call him next week, which is cool. So looking forward to that. Not sure where that will go through. Hopefully it'll just be a little bit of advice, and you know, hopefully depending on how well the conversation goes, I might sort of suggest hopefully that you know, if there was any chance that I could pop down and just either shadow him, and you know, if he needs a helping hand, you know, just help where I can. Someone else, I got quite a few names here. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I found 9 people, and a few of them I just couldn't find ways of contacting them, so I had to kind of leave that. But out of those 9 people, I've had 2 replies, and one of them was from, I can't remember, I have to check back on my messages, but one of them was from a guy, and I sort of just said, you know, is there any chance I can kind of pick your brain at some point? And he said, yeah, shoot me some questions. So I shooted a few questions, and I haven't really heard back. So fair enough. But so that's not a problem. Don't mind. But maybe when he's a little less busy, he'll sort of see the message and reply. So sometimes people just lose track of the messages, and I completely understand that. So I might just sort of send a little reminder message in a week or so. So, but one person that has been like unbelievably helpful is this guy called Steve Muncaster. Or Muncaster, I'm not sure how to pronounce that yet. But so he is a drum tech for a band called Enter Shikari. So if you don't know them, go check them out. They're really, really well known English kind of don't know what genre you call them, but kind of post metal punk. I don't know what you call it, but terrible genres. But yeah, and they're really cool. I've liked them for years, and so yeah, I started contacting him, and he was really, really helpful. Answered a few questions, and I think he said he was on tour in Russia at the time, so he had plenty of time to sort of message me back and forward. He was really quick at replying, and then eventually he said, you know, I sort of mentioned to him, you know, if there was any chance that at some point, if he's closer in the area, we could meet up and sort of go for a drink and just get a chance to meet each other, basically. So I could talk to him a little bit more about it, and he completely just said, yeah, we'll do it. So basically, it's Thursday, and on this Saturday, I'm meeting him in King's Cross station in London, just to meet up for a cup of coffee or something, for an hour or two, and just to chat and see where it goes from. So yeah, he's been really, really helpful. I'm really excited about that. So that's where I'm at with that. The next kind of stage I'm going to do once I've sort of, well, I'll do it anyway, but after I sort of spoke to Steve and John as well, on probably next Wednesday, I'm going to see what they sort of say and see if there's any way I can sort of, you know, try and slip in to kind of get some sort of work experience with them some way. I don't know how. And then I'm also going to go back through and look at some bands that aren't necessarily bands that I really like. They're just kind of touring regularly and stuff like that, and sort of contact them to see if I can, you know, help out with that as well. So that'll be useful, hopefully. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do next, just to get some more names and do exactly the same thing as I've just done. It's all about just keep on contacting people really, and just keep finding more people, and eventually someone like Steve will come along and say, yeah, let's meet up. So yeah, I mainly search for bands like Funeral for a Friend and Bullet for Valentine and Enter Shikari and bands like that. So I'm going to now look at the slightly more pop side. Also, I had a message back from this guy I recorded with my band Origami Heart down in Portsmouth. I when I was recording with him, I spoke to him a little bit, and he mentioned that he'd done some drum taking. So I just shooted him a message and asked if I'd get some advice. And one thing that he mentioned to do, which I'll start doing, is to contact sort of tour agencies and stuff like that, just to see if I can go along and help for free. He did mention that I would do a lot of kind of shitty jobs, and that's fine. You know, it's all part of the job, not fussed. You know, if I can work it in, I will. However, I'm not going to go too out my way to put myself on like a tour for like 3 months and not get paid at all. So, you know, I've got other things I need to do anyway. So if I can get a little bit of free work experience out of it and, you know, make some contacts, and that's great. So that'll be the next step. So finding some more names, contacting them, see if I get anything back, and also maybe contacting some agencies as well. So I'll do an update, you know, once I've done that and once I've talked to John and spoken to Steve and seen what's come from that. And hopefully there'll be some new kind of things from that. So it's all going very well. Really exciting, and yeah, hopefully I have some new things to say soon. So cheers.